Season 2 of the Virginia's State Only Challenge had started off really good. Week 1, we got a fantastic win versus the Bucks. It looked like the offense was rolling. Defense played phenomenal. But then since then, we lost 5 straight games, and the defense continuing to play fairly well, though our offense just has not been able to score. As we get started in this episode, we are at the trade deadline, and there's really no one left for us to really try to make any trades for. So we're going to continue on with the way this team is built and see if we could just get some development, see if we could finally turn that corner on offense, get some scoring going, because our defense, for the most part, has been keeping us fairly involved in these games. If we just could get some points on the board, we would do a lot better. Texans with a multi-score loss, but just one score loss to the Cowboys. Didn't do very well against the Falcons. It was a closer game here, Giants, just 11 points. Another one-score game here versus the Packers. So we could very easily have won half of our games and be 3-3 instead of 1-5. Which, while 3-3 isn't fantastic, it's a lot better than 1-5. So we're going to get through at least a good chunk of this season, if not the remainder of this season, depending on how good or bad we play. And as we start off here against the 49ers, they're 3-4. I'm not as interested in jumping into this one. I do want to watch a little bit of the Cowboys game in the next week, and then probably sim another couple games and see where we're at, and then if we want to get closer to the end of the season, or if we're making things interesting and need to slow it down a little bit. So let's start with just straight up simming through the 49ers game. And the 49ers game ends very similarly to what we've seen throughout this season, where the offense doesn't do anything. 7 points. Well, the defense only giving up 24, it's not bad. We kept San Francisco under 300 total yards. We were actually really close ourselves, and while I was watching the game log go through, and we'll probably include that a little bit more as we go through this episode, the offense would drive down close to the red zone, or even into the red zone, and we just wouldn't finish drives. In this one, we did give up 2 touchdowns to Thomas, 1 interception. Geno, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, completing just 62% of his throws. Rushing-wise, Walker, 3.8, not awful, no touchdowns there. Herbert, 3.4, not awful. Richards, though, just 2.5, not fantastic. In the receiving game, it was actually Jelani Woods that led both teams, 5 catches, 56 yards. We did see Pascal have a good game, though Isaiah Hodgins really had a good game. 105 and 2 touchdowns. Zacchaeus did get in the end zone for us, but we're just not capping off these drives, and really not sure why. Devin White led both teams in tackles with 12 tackles for a loss. We had quite a few tackles for loss here. Barno had 2, Settle had 2. They did get 2 with Bryce Huff. Edmonds with 1, Brown with 1. I mean, quite a lot, though we did give up a lot of singular tackles for a loss for some of their players. Sack-wise, we didn't get any, but we were sacked twice by Chris Jones. In interceptions, 1 went to Edmonds for us, the linebacker Edmonds, Tremaine Edmonds, and then we threw 1 to Chidobe Awuzie. So, just overall, there's not a lot of turnovers happening. We only threw 1 interception. I didn't see any fumbles in the rushing category, so I don't know how we're not finishing drives. Did we miss a lot of kicks in this one? We did miss 2 field goals, though that wouldn't have won us this game, but it would have at least made things closer. So offense is just not finishing drives. Now, as we jump straight on over to the Dallas game, we're going to kind of watch a little bit how these sims go, and as the first quarter ends, Dallas is up 10-0. Didn't see much of the offense driving in that one, though much better to start the second quarter. But that was what I've been seeing a lot. The team drives, hits to about that 30-20 yard line, and then doesn't go anywhere. We're going to continue on through the third quarter as Dallas is up still 10 points. Actually widen that to 13. Again there, down to the 20. Nothing, not even a field goal. As we start the fourth quarter here, let's slow things down a little bit. See if we can get something going here. We're down 13 points. The game still could be had for us as we do get a stop on defense. Offense starts with just a 1 yard gain, then 4 yards Blackshear. Not sure why he's out there. We get the first down to Pascal. as we get past midfield and a throwaway by Gino. 2nd and 10 for more yards, Pascal. 3rd and 6, a throwaway at the 43. Let's go for it. And as Blackshear is out there, it looks like Madden probably messed with my depth chart. Don't know why that is still something happening here in Madden 24. Madden should just not mess with the depth chart that you set. As we get the first down to Zacchaeus. Though Gino just sitting around 50% completion on the day. Hard count, no one jumps. We'll hand it off down the middle. Not getting a great push up front, but we do fight forward for at least a couple yards. And as we see there, Dallas just the 20th ranked in terms of points given up, yet today they've held us to 7. I think that's speaking more about our offense than it is speaking about the defenses, as we don't get much there on 2nd, leaving 3rd and 6. And we'll try to convert from the strong I, as it will be another handoff with some space. Herbert bounces it instead of picking up the first down. Well, no wonder we're struggling. We're just running away from first downs. So once again, we'll line up to go for it. Now, this Dallas defense, they do have 3 superstars in that box, so they should be difficult to play against, but we do squeeze out the first down going to the rookie in Richards. That was his 7th carry. Herbert already was around 21, so we're at least getting a lot of the running backs' carries, though the split isn't what I would prefer. As Gino dropping back, going up top and knocked away from Pascal. That drop makes it 50% completion for Gino on the day. We're down to the 14. We got to come away with some amount of points here, as a touchdown would very much be preferred, as we have just about 2.5 minutes left. 3rd and 9. Will be a play action. Gino from the pocket, gonna roll down to the bottom, evades one rusher. He's gonna scramble for it, and the ball pops free. Cowboys recover at the 2. I think this game is showing us exactly what's been happening with this offense. And perhaps it might be a little bit to do with the playbook that we designed, just not helping us out. As we give up the penalty, Fuller gives them the free first down. We're inside the 2-minute warning, still down 13 points. We do get the stop. Offense is gonna have to score very quickly here. As we pick up 14 yards, Jelani Woods, 8 more Zacchaeus. 2nd and 2, a penalty will help us out. Why not? Let's jump in. We have just over a minute left, 1 timeout, and we need 2 touchdowns. A tall ask here as Gino from the pocket dumps it off. Okay, and it's a drop. Honestly, I will take the drop there. It stops the clock rather than just getting 2 yards and running clock. As we have a 2nd and 10 with 1 minute, 7 seconds. That pass well off. Make it 3rd and 10. Back at the 26, need to get at least to the 16 for a first down, and we hand the ball off. That was definitely not in my play calling sheet. 4th and 6, we're at least gonna go for it here, as we're under a minute left. Pretty much game here, and we do get the catch down to the 6, finding Pascal. Hurry up, letting 8 seconds run off as we hit the 30-second mark. Gino had a man up top. Instead, we drop it off Herbert. He takes a shot. Banks with the big hit. We'll leave it at 2nd and goal at the 8. Ace formation. Gino under center, dropping back from the pocket, going all the way up top. He has Woods. Woods down to the 1. We call the timeout, 20 seconds, but no more timeouts for us. With 2 tight ends up top, 2 receivers down below. Quick throw! Dropped by Wicks. Couldn't quite squeeze it through the hit. So with about 18 seconds, as we have a 4th and goal, that goal line went very quickly. Gino dropping back, gets rid of it, but into the dirt. And that'll be another loss for us. We're not gonna be able to do anything unless we could get a safety here. Then we'll at least get a ball back with 10 seconds left. Though no push up front. Nice stop at the line, but that's about it. But that loss definitely demonstrates exactly what we've been seeing with this offense. We're driving, but we're just not finishing drives, and we're not even getting the field goals off of it. It'll be our 2nd loss to the Cowboys, 22-7. Now in the following games, it makes us even more confused. As we do play better against the Panthers, we still lose 24-21, and then against the Saints, shut out 28-0. But all of these games, the defense really is doing honestly pretty well. The most amount of points we gave up was 31, and that was only one time in one of our highest scoring offensive showings as well. But I would say an average of 3 to 4 scores is really what our defense is giving up. Our offense has to be able to do something against it. Now, as we look at the Panthers game, we only managed 220 yards. I think it was a lot of potential turnover on downs that we were getting, because very similarly to what we do, drive down the field and then absolutely nothing. That was kind of what it was looking like with the Panthers. They would get down the field, not score, or we would start with possession pretty well in plus territory and get a quick score. So we didn't have to move the ball as far, but we were getting the touchdowns, but obviously still losing. Geno sacked 4 times, though, did throw 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and against the rookie and Richardson, we did pick him off once, sacked him once, but he did get a passing touchdown. In the rushing department, 7.4 an average for Barkley, who was over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Herbert, 3.8, not great. Where is the rookie? Why did he only get 1 carry? The rookie fullback, though, did get a touchdown on 1 carry. But we're not getting Richards out there very often, and I might be switching up the playbook after these last 2 games. Brown had a touchdown. Zacchaeus had a touchdown. Actually, not too bad for Tank Dell. 3 catches, 45 yards. He's not a very highly rated player either, so good to see there. Wicks did get a touchdown, only 3 catches for less than 30 yards, though. It was Tremaine Edmonds that led both teams in tackles with 11. Tackles for a loss wise, Settle had 2. Then a good handful of Panthers players also had 1. Rondale Carter had 1. So I would say, again, the Panthers winning that. Sacks, we gave up 3 to Zach Allen, of all players. We did get 1 with Dante Stills, giving up another to Jalen Phillips. But Rasul Douglas did get the interception. Kicking wise, another 2 missed field goals for Brian Johnson. That time, it would have won us the game, or at least send it to overtime if we just hit 1 of them. So kicking game, awful. We didn't keep our original kicker from season 1 because he was missing. Looks like that continued on. Now in this one, we just gave up a little bit over 250 yards to the Saints. We had about 225. Not a lot of turnovers. We did have 2. They had 1. Tua had a touchdown, 1 interception. We had 2 interceptions, and Geno was sacked 7 times. We also threw for under 100 yards. Rushing wise, Stevenson 2 touchdowns. Herbert had a fumble on just 3.1 yards a carry. More carries that time for Richards, 9 for 4 on average, not too bad. Pickens had a touchdown and nothing of real note in the receiving game. Hendrickson had the most amount of tackles with 9, but Diablo was behind him with 8, as well as Oluokun and Griffin. Tackles for a loss, a lot of Saints players on this list. Settle with 1, Carter with 1. And a lot of Saints players getting the sacks. 2.5 for Hendrickson, 2 for Grover Stewart, 1 for Lowry, and then half for Elliott, Brown, Jordan. Meanwhile, we had none. Interception-wise, Oluokun had 1 and Denzel Ward. And it was a backup middle linebacker for us. And I did just remember we had a practice injury to Edmonds in that one. So at least his replacement made a play. Kicking wise, you guessed it, another missed field goal. And we only have 1 Virginia kicker on our team right now, so we can't even make a switch there. But with, still a good chunk of games left here. That's 7. Even if we win out, I don't think we're going anywhere. So let's put in the young guys just as we did last year. Get some development and see if any of them can make a run here late on. Now, just as we did with the Cowboys game, we're going to do here against the Eagles. And that's starting off with some quarter sims, as we do end the first quarter up 7-3. Can we carry that on? No. Philadelphia grabs the lead and widens their lead 17-7, 24-7. At half. So still, even with the changes, offense is not moving the ball very well. Though we do much better to start and then quickly end the third quarter, as it's now a 10-score game. Let's slow it down a little bit and go a little bit play by play, as we'll be getting the ball back on offense to start off with. Need a drive here. And why is Herbert getting carries? That's supposed to be the young guy. We are starting Willis, as we have a 4th and inches. This is a spot I definitely want us going for it. So let's go to the rookie fullback, who will get the blocks he needs and will pick up the first down and quite a few extra yards, picking up 6 when we just needed an inch. Well, that will keep our drive alive, as there's Richards picking up 7. Leaving 2nd and 3, we pick up 6. Joe Reed getting the start in the slot. We then lose 2 yards. Richards, 2nd and 12, picking up 15 to Wicks. If we get down inside the red zone, we'll jump in, and that'll do it down to the 3. I can only imagine we tried to go with a deep pass, and Tariq Woolen had to have some holding, slowing down potentially Wicks. I would imagine that would be who he was going up against. With a break to the outside. Finally a touchdown for us to celebrate, as Richards, with a short scamper into the end zone, will draw this one back. Now just a 3-point game as Russell Wilson scrambles for 9. Defense will need to get the stop here, allow our offense to have a chance to try to find a late winner, though we're definitely giving up some chunks, as 17 more goes to Paris Campbell down to the 35, and then a throwaway. 2nd and 10, they pick up 5, leaving 3rd and 5. They just get 4, so field goal attempt. No, they win for it. Defense gets the stop, and the offense could head out at the 3. Looking for our first win since week 1. We have a chance here late. We just need a field goal to tie. Touchdown puts us up, but we can't complete the open pass. Intended to find Wicks on that rollout. Obviously, not a very good throw, so we'll have 2nd and 10. Willis from the pocket, gonna roll to the top, look to scramble, but scrambles directly into the edge rusher. That makes sense. So 3rd and 14, we'll come out with a weak eye. 2 receivers down to the bottom. I surely hope this is a pass. Will be a play action roll towards the top, going up and intercepted. Yes, Tariq Woolen makes up for his early penalty, and they'll take over about at midfield. So again, we have to hope our defense gets a stop. We give up 25 yards play 1, 4 yards Mitchell. We could give up a field goal. That is about it. And they convert the first down, looking for the touchdown. We just saw that 3rd and 1. 1st and goal, a kneel down. I guess they don't technically need to score here. They get 5 yards the next play. 3rd and goal, another kneel down, but that does end this game. So while they played a little bit better, at least we scored multiple times, still not good enough. Will be another loss to a team I don't like, 24-21. And we'll round out the divisional run with another quarter sim, as this time it's the Giants that ends in a 0-0 first quarter score. As we start the second quarter, finally we at least get a field goal. They get a field goal as well. And we'll tack on one more as we hit halftime. 6-3, a very low scoring affair as we move in through the third quarter. Driving down the field and scoring another field goal, it's 6-6 as we get the fourth quarter underway, once again slowing things down a little bit as there's a penalty on Khalil Herbert. Interesting, 3rd and 9, a dropped by Jelani Woods. Looks like it's going to be a punt that goes backward. Wait, no, that was the penalty that back. Yeah, it went the correct direction as Justice Hill starts him off 3 yards, 6 yards, leaving 3rd and 1 that he converts with 2. 1st and 10, Jerry Jeudy gets 12. 1st and 10, 6 yards, Hendon Hooker. Then loses 3, Justice Hill. 3rd and 7, we get the stop and should be starting off in apparently actually not as good of territory. Heck of a punt there from Townsend. As we start back at the 25, we just need to drain clock and hit a field goal. But as we have a drop by Douglas on 3rd and 8, we will not have that opportunity. Punting away, now the Giants in good field position, starting close to midfield. Getting the first down once again, Jerry Jeudy, as they do work their way into plus territory, now inside the 40. 2nd and 3, picking up 5. 1st and 10, another 4, Aaron Jones. The defense, I mean, they're playing winning football right now. Just 6 points, getting another stop, though a field goal opportunity that they will not miss out on, taking a first lead for them late on in this game. But once again, we have an opportunity to try to watch this team win a game late. It's just the question of if they can, as it's a shotgun play for Willis down to the bottom. We'll find his receiver, number 6, I want to say is Douglas. And that would be correct, as we do hit the 2-minute warning, needing at least a field goal to send it to OT. Now we are back at our own 35, or just past the 35, as Willis, dropping back from under center, going all the way up top, does have someone for a short gain. 2nd and 2, that is Reed. Though while he seemingly was playing on the outside, I don't know. He's supposed to be playing in the slot. But it's Madden with a dump off that we run backwards. They're going to credit us with the forward progress. Thank you that time, Madden. I needed that first down as Willis from the pocket across the middle. Going to find Wicks with some space. Makes a little move, shakes off the first tackle, and down at the 35. Should be about in field goal range, though obviously the field goals haven't gone too well for us this year, nor has passing. Or if we're really being honest, anything. That was Wicks' first catch on the night. He has 19 yards, so it was a big 19 yards. Handoff down the middle, Herbert. He has 10 rushes. I haven't seen Richards out there. Hopefully he did not suffer an injury. I know that injury rating is not very good, as Willis once again scrambles straight into a sack. But with an opportunity to level this game up, it's about, came from the 44, a 54-yard field goal that Johnson does not hit. Did he actually miss that one? It looked like he had the power. I guess it's the accuracy that's in question. And I think he was wide left. We seemingly just can't even buy a field goal at this point, as it's going to be kneels on out for the Giants. And we lose a 9-6 game. Not a single team scored a touchdown in this one. All field goals. And obviously the big one at the end for us, wide left. Now as we jump forward to week 18, where we will watch the full game, this is how the last 4 games went. With a 21-14 loss to the Browns, a 21-11 loss to the Bengals, and then finally we scored some points against the Eagles, though the defense gives up the most amount of points we've seen them give up since, what was it, week 5? Yeah, week 5 against the Giants in a 35-28 loss. Though we did get a win against the Steelers in week 17, 16-13, where we had a little over 300 yards, and we only gave up 233. That is not bad. Player stat-wise, Malik Willis, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. CJ Stroud, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, not sacked. In the rushing game, A.J. Dillon, 4.4 yards a carry. Willis, 5.5. Running probably more than I was hoping he really would, but fine. Richards, 3.5. It's okay. 2.7 for Blackshear. Not sure why he was getting as many carries and Herbert only had 1. Interesting. Receiving game, Joe Reed, 113 and a touchdown. Godwin also had a touchdown, but that more expected. Though past those 2, really no one else got involved. Defensively, Van Ginkel led the teams in tackles with 8, though Hawkins and Edmonds right behind them. Tackles for a loss, we did give up 2 to Autry, but Barno did get 2. Then quite a few more Pitt guys, and then we had a couple more at the bottom in Fields and Williams. And surprisingly, Johnson actually hit all 3 of his field goal attempts. I can't wait to see how bad his stats are at the end of the season, but that is fairly close to happening, as we have 1 more game left. And it's going to be against a tough opponent here in the Baltimore Ravens. Now, if we look at the playoff picture, where are they seated? They are in 3rd, so it doesn't look like there's a chance we could really knock them out of the playoffs, though that would be kind of fun to do. But it looks like it's a tough team for us to go up against. They have Josh Allen at quarterback, who's thrown 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They have the 2nd best rushing game, 23rd passing. Bit surprising. Their defense, 8th in rushing yards, 10th in passing yards. So overall, looks like it's just going to be a tough game. So let's get stuck on in and see what these guys could do in the Season 2 finale. And we really haven't got to see this defense much at all today, so that's where we actually will be starting off with. with a run right down the middle, picking up a decent chunk. They also have Nick Chubb on offense, so this Ravens offense is definitely going to be a problem for us. As they, like I said, have Josh Allen, they have Chubb, who gets the first down there with the last possible tackle. Credit that one to Diablo. But yeah, definitely a mismatch for us. That was more of the term I was looking for earlier for us. But let's see, just who's going to make some plays for us, or if they're just going to run Nick Chubb for first downs every play. Would like to see someone along this defensive line, really make a stand as someone to try to build around. No one really has a secure spot up there, though there's not much competition. As the safety comes down, makes a big play. I want to say that is Robinson Jr. He did get a development boost in that Week 17 win. So he's now up to a star dev, got a decent boost. We'll see if that gets him into a starting role, as there's a nice tackle on the outside. Expect that, though, from Edmonds. He's one of the highest rated, if not the highest rated player on this team. 3rd and 9. Pass dropped by the receiver, knocked away. That is Hawkins forcing the punt. So with the defense doing their job, it'll be time to see if this offense can do theirs. Though that has seemingly been a tall ask this season, and not something I was expecting. I was really expecting this offense to take a large step forward with the new playbook, really built well around the guys we brought in, as Richards is a little bit shaken up on the play. Gonna head in for further evaluation. Looks like it might be some form of upper body, maybe arm injury. We'll find out hopefully shortly. As we have a 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard gain. Send the receiver in motion, jet sweep goes Wicks with a nice juke. Will pick up the first down, gain of 5. As we'll switch things up to a weak eye formation. One receiver either side, handed off down the middle. Herbert trying to find some space, and not honestly a whole lot there, picks up 3. Potentially needed to find a gap one further down. I think that was the better choice for us, but I'll take the 3. As we go right back down the middle, we'll pick up another few, as Owe shaken up this time for the Ravens. So 2 early injuries, one for each team, as we'll go ace formation on 3rd and short. It is Herbert, the single back, going up top, lowers the shoulder and picks up the first. Not by much, but I will take it. They call it a game of inches for a reason, and that time worked out in our favor. With 2 tight ends plus a receiver down below. Willis rolling, gonna have to try to outrun, but not anywhere close to getting by Cansey. A big sack, loss of 7. Say Willis definitely hasn't looked to be a great scrambler. Well, we've seen him in this episode. Last season, he seemed better in the scrambling, but I don't know, maybe he's gotten a year older, lost some of that. Should have cut back towards the middle, as we find, I want to say that was the fullback or maybe even the tight end. It is the tight end in Keene. Has been tight end 3 for us, moved up to tight end 2. Didn't want to take Jelani Woods off the field, so Keene just got to move in front of Mo Alley Cox, as it'll be another sack. They brought the cornerback blitz, plus I think a linebacker as well, as it hits home on 3rd. We'll have to punt away. Now, unless this thing becomes a blowout, knock on wood, we're going to watch a good majority of it, if not all of it, besides just the turnover, the punt, the kick, those kind of plays, as a big hit comes in. They rule it an incomplete pass. Not sure if that was one of the safeties with the hit. I'll have to see when I'm recording, but either way, big hit. As it's a 2nd and 10, play action, going down to the bottom, intercepted. Hawkins had the turn or the breakup last drive to send it to a punt. That time, just really nice inside leverage. Josh Allen struggled with interceptions in real life and seemingly in Madden as well. Just from top to bottom, not a good choice to throw that way. Had the inside coverage the whole time. As we go to Blackshear, who's been getting the ball a lot more often than what I was hoping for. We'll take a look at the stats at the end of this game just to see how the splits really happen with these running backs. As mentioned, I was hoping for a very even split with Herbert and the rookie and Richards, but I definitely don't think we've seen that. What we have seen is Wicks do all right this year. I don't think he's really a number 1 receiver. I think we could do with there being someone else, as Herbert does get the first down on 3rd and inches. No quit in him. but I definitely think Wicks could develop into a wide receiver 2 or 3, but we just don't have much other options unless we get someone in a draft shortly, as Willis scrambles, goes deep, and will miss Pascal. That could have, should have, would have been a touchdown, but instead incomplete. 2nd and 10 back at the 23 with 2 tight ends and a receiver up top. Will be Willis handing this one off. Herbert stuck on a lineman, bounces out, and will pick up a couple of yards as Moses a little bit shaken up. So while he heads off the field, we'll bring in one of the depth linemen, and we really don't have great depth linemen. But he's going to have to do well here. 3rd and 8, pass up top and dropped in tight coverage. Pascal couldn't squeeze it. But at least we'll have an opportunity for points still. At the 28, setting up the field goal, Johnson has it up, and this time will hit it. A 38-yard field goal puts us in front. But the trend that we've seen this year still standing very tall in this one, as the defense has gotten the turnover, has gotten the punt. Here, not getting the knockaway, but gets the tackle at least. 2nd and 1. Also sends us inside the 2nd quarter. But I mean, just look at that. 5 passing plays, not a lot of yards off of it. 5 rushing plays, not a lot off of it. The defense is doing their part. It's just the offense that's just not doing anything. So definite adjustments will need to be made in the offseason for sure, as that pass could have been intercepted. It looked like it was thrown either straight at one of the other linebackers or even a slot corner. Either way, it missed all options, and it's a 3rd and 1 with a full house pistol. It's going to be a read option, and a really bad job there from Barno. Could have had the tackle for a loss. Instead, drags Allen forward for the 1st down. Be a 1st and 10 at the 34. As we'll hand it off. Chubb going to the outside, not going to get by Edmonds. That is a fantastic open field tackle. But as I mentioned earlier, don't expect anything less from him. He is the premier player of this team. As Allen rolling, gonna find his running back out of the backfield. Chubb close, but they do not give him the 1st down. Mark it 3rd and inches. Last time they went with the read option. That ball definitely looks like it's past the line to gain. But thanks, I guess, for the 3rd down option. That was going to be easily converted by Chubb, getting into plus territory as well. Now, they've been doing a lot of spread power running. We'll see how much that continues throughout. I feel like they haven't really gone Chubb's way much, mostly giving the offense to Allen, who will have a check down, picking up 4 yards on 1st. Jamison Williams with the grab. Now on 2nd and 6, another shotgun look. 3 down to the bottom, 1 up top. Hard count, no one jumps. Going down to the bottom for their tight end, and it is caught and is another 3rd and inches. Hayden Hurst takes a nice shot to the back, but holds on to it. Now can we get the stop this time with a tight shotgun look? Chubb in the backfield, will be a pass. Allen right across the middle. Hayden Hurst 1st down, but that 2nd shot to the back, despite him celebrating, he is injured and he'll also head off. So 2 injuries for both teams today. That's kind of just been a problem I've seen in Madden 24. A lot of injuries, as it's another read option. Allen not gonna get by Hawkins, who's actually putting together a really good game. We'll see how the regression hits with the Fuller brothers in this offseason. But potentially Hawkins really fighting his way for a starting spot, as there's a nice tackle on the outside. 42. No idea who 42 is. Maybe the backup linebacker Fields? Honestly, no idea. Wide open receiver there, but the hit comes in from the other brother Edmonds, knocking it free. So a 4th and 7 at the 29. Will be a field goal attempt, as Wilson cannot hold on to that pass. This time we'll be back from the 37-ish. This field goal also good, as this game gets leveled up 3-all. Now as we start back at the 25 with a single back set, 2 receivers down below. Will be a stretch up top. Herbert had a lead blocker. Nice cut. Not going to get by 4. Good open field tackle, but will net 4 on the 1st down run. Would love to see this team just have a nice, I would say slow and methodical drive, as there's only 3 minutes left in the half, but definitely suck up all that time while getting at least some amount of points. Decent jet sweep there from Pascal. will make ththings more manageable here on third. 2 yards needed, as it's the 3-4 defensive front. It will be a pass. Willis looking to scramble, going up top, has Woods. I don't think it's a first down, plus there's also a flag down. Well, that flag's actually going to help us out, as it's a roughing the passer on their left end, which I will very much take with that free first down close to midfield, 49, as we hand the ball off. Herbert gets to the 50, but no further. And Blackshear will check in. So it definitely looks like the injury to Richards, the rookie running back, was significant. Just as significant as that catch was on the sideline. Reed, beautiful toe tap. Pretty good throw there as well from Willis. Why not? Let's take a second look at it. Just right down around the 30. Definitely gets the hands on the ball. Feet, toe tap, beautiful. Plus, it also sends us inside the 2-minute warning. Down to the 29, we have all 3 timeouts. Now we could take it slow and methodical. Still need points before half, as Willis scrambles, finds a gap past the 20, past the 15, down inside the 10 before getting brought down at the 8. That time, much better scrambling, as he gets us down to a 1st and goal. 2 receivers up top, 1 down below. Single back set, going to be a 3-step drop going up top. Have pass, Scow, not going to get into the end zone. Stood up at the goal line. But that just lets us run a little bit more clock as we come out with the goal line set at the 1. Man versus man, who gets the bigger push, and that's very much going to be the left side of this offensive line. Herbert can walk in untouched, as we do finally get a touchdown on the board. First of this game. Just a handoff right down that middle. That left side just absolutely power washed them down. Now let's just hope that this defense holds on to this lead. With about a minute on the clock, the Ravens do have all 3 timeouts. Starting back at the 24, quick throw up top, not getting very far. This defense, at least, they're hawking around, and that is a shout out to Hawkins, who has had a pretty good game. 2nd and 7 from the pocket across the middle. Gonna get the catch that time, as Mike McGlinchey, a little bit shaken up. He hits the deck, but eventually will get to his feet and head off the field. Ravens pulling ahead in the injury race, now with 1 more than we've had. With 51 seconds on the clock, only 1 timeout remaining. Allen in the pocket, across the middle, gonna find Chubb. Big hit comes in from Edmonds with a quick tackle. Last timeout called, so they'll have to get out of bounds to stop the clock or injuries. Pass across the middle, just by the defenders. Looked like I can't remember if he's a rookie. Well, yeah, he would have to be a rookie, because this is only the 2nd season. In Logan, the corner we drafted, looked like he went for the pick there. Came up a little bit short. Is Allen going to step up, roll down to the bottom, and will throw away rather than taking the yards? Was afraid of Divine Diablo. And from there, with 11 seconds left, they'll settle for a field goal. I guess I would have taken at least 1 more pop shot, but they will pop that one through the uprights, making it a slightly closer game, making it 10-6. Now with just 4 seconds left, I expected us to just run this into half, but Willis coming out spread, as he's going to throw it quick, intercepted. Please, someone get the tackle. Thank you. Could have been a lot worse to end this half, as we get no animation for it, and Madden glitches, doesn't even realize that we hit halftime, and they start with the ball where they had the pick. Looks like this is going to end up being a very quick score, as Nick Chubb, 13 yards, puts them in front. Madden, how many iterations do we have to go through before you fix your game? Honestly, though, not even sure who started with the ball to start this game, but starting with any of these teams down around the 25, that's just wrong. Just as wrong as that pass was. All right, now looking like Baltimore is building a little bit of some momentum, so if we can correct that, that'd be fantastic. Willis with a slant this time, gonna be on target, making it 3rd and 1. He is 6 of 10 on the day, as that was the first catch for Douglas. Just need 1 yard here on 3rd down. Keen in motion is gonna be the read option. It is, but we hand it off. Herbert with space to the outside. Not going to get by Fuller. Nice tackle on the outside, but a nice gain for us to the 45. Just need to see that continue on and hopefully down into the end zone, as Herbert not going to find the gap there. Was a little bit to his left, though he clearly didn't see it. So instead, it'll be just a gain of 1 on first down, 2nd and 9. With 2 receivers down to the bottom, 2 tight ends up top. Willis dropping deep back. Going up top, will find Herbert, though he's going to lose 3 yards. So on 3rd and long, we'll spread wide. 3 down to the bottom, 1 up top. Herbert back, not Herbert. Why am I thinking that was the running back? Yeah, I said Herbert while looking at the quarterback, and I think I was thinking of the actual quarterback, Herbert. Either way, the play calling, me speaking, and just the end of the play, all bad, as we will have to punt on 4th and 18. Now it just comes down to who's going to make the last play, I feel like, with this one. 13-10. As the Ravens start off with the ball and just get smacked at the line. Actually, a loss of 1. Edmonds on the blitz, or just read it beautifully. Will be the loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Will be a stretch towards the top. Chubb not going to get by Divine Diablo or Edmonds. Diablo slows him down. Edmonds cleans it up. Really feel like that could be a solid tandem at that linebacker spot. We've been primarily running with Kaiser White in the nickel spot for at least the traditional starters, as not going to get the big hit from Hawkins that time. First down catch for number 39, Agnew. But since we put in the younger guys, we have been seeing a little bit more of Divine Diablo in the nickel, and I think those two can be a really good tandem. This is going to be play action. Going across the middle, knocked away. Almost a little bit of a slanderous. I mean, I feel like there was a little something extra there on that knock away, as 42 is Fields, one of the backup linebackers, getting the start the second half of this season as Chubb trips. And another injury, this time the fullback in, I can't remember if it's Richie or Reese. Either way, he's going to gingerly head off the field. So right now the Ravens running away with the injuries. Hopefully they don't run away with the points, as we have a 3rd and 6 bunch up top. Allen in the pocket will wait and find his guy, but Diablo picks him up, slams him down, but they give Brown the first down. I don't agree with that spotting. It was close, a 4th and inches at least. But it'll be a 1st and 10 instead. At the 43, Allen in the pocket down below. We'll find one of their tight ends who had to come in for Hayden Hurst, who was injured earlier, as now Tevin Jenkins hits the floor. At this point, they have to have an entirely backup group of offensive linemen, unless they've had some guys come back. Does look like McGlinchey is back out there, so their injuries haven't been significant at least, but they've lost at least every single starter along the offensive line at some point throughout this game. 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard catch. Will be from the pistol. Chubb play action. Allen down to the bottom with wide open Agnew down to the 3. Or actually, check that, Carter down to the 3. Could have sworn that was the number Agnew was wearing. I don't know. It's been a long week. 1st and goal. Chubb nowhere. Great stop there. I think it was the Edmond brothers tag team in the stop. That's at least one fun thing we've done with this defense, having the brothers Fuller and Edmonds. I don't know how many brothers actually have played together. Obviously, you have the Griffin brothers, not with the Virginias, but we did have them with what I want to say was a Florida-only challenge. Nice tackle across the middle. I think that was Tim Settle. Shed the block with a big sack. Will be a 3rd and goal at the 8. Tight shotgun look. Allen and Chubb in the backfield. Allen waiting, gonna roll down to the bottom, tucking the ball. He's gonna scramble and will walk in. He honestly could have laid on the ground and just barrel rolled into the end zone. They will widen their lead, could go up 10 with the PAT, as that ball is up and through. With 20 seconds left here in the 3rd, Willis, we need some points as we start from ace. Hand this ball off. Not going to get by Fuller. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same Fuller that plays for the Rams, who we're also doing a traditional series with. And he hasn't been a great tackler, but in this one, phenomenal. But as we start the 4th quarter, 8 minutes left for us to find at least 11 points and a victory if we don't give up any more points. And it'll be a 3rd and 8 after the quick run. And we'll stay under center for it. With 2 receivers down below, 2 tight ends up top. Will be a play action. Willis gonna step up to scramble right down the middle. Call it a quarterback draw almost. Picking up the 1st down, his 2nd rush of the day. Though he's tried a couple other times and just couldn't get by the edge rushers. But I'll take the 1st down up to the 38. with the weak, actually, no, strong eye. Down the middle, Herbert tries to find a gap, and the second guess will actually probably lose a couple yards from it. Though we still net 1 on the run. Leaving 2nd and 9, 2 tight end, 2 receivers up top, 1 down below. Willis from the pocket. Gonna step up once again. Nice scramble, picking up the first down, taking the contact, but into plus territory we go. As we follow up with Ace, looks like we're not wanting Willis to scramble on this one. Hand the ball off. Herbert shakes the first guy, not gonna get by the second. But now Cansey's shaking up for him, and he's been solid down the middle. Hopefully for us, these injuries turn to help out. For the Ravens, doesn't quite seem to be the case as they just keep coming. With a play action once again, Willis down to the bottom. Gonna throw this one to a wide open Jelani Woods into the end zone. Finally getting that touchdown we were looking for to make this one a little bit closer. Need at least a field goal with the extra point. But a great throw on the run. Cross body to Woods, who just outran his cover man. But as we have just 5 minutes and 45 seconds, we're right now fighting to get at least one more win than we did in the entirety of last season, where we finished 2-15. If we could get the win here, we could make that 3-14. Which I don't know about you, that sounds rather nice. As they get the first down on play 1. From shotgun, handing it off, Chubb, right down the middle. Nice little hesitation there. We'll actually buy him a couple more yards. As I would imagine the Ravens will start running the ball a little bit more here to drain some clock. As we're under 5 minutes, going to be a little bit of a read option. Chubb takes it to the outside and will pick up the first down before meeting Edmonds. Carrying them inside plus territory with a bunch up top, 1 down below. Still back in shotgun. As this maybe would be a decent kind of playbook to run. I'll need to see what the Ravens are using here. I feel like it kind of would fit, as now Mailata shaken up. So yeah, they've definitely lost at least all of their starting linemen at one point or another during this game. But I do feel like this playbook might fit us as we move on into next year. So I'll need to take a look to see what the Ravens are using. With a play action, going up top, knocked away. Great coverage. That time was the safety in Robinson Jr., as we need the stop here on 3rd and short. It's going to be a tight box here from shotgun. Will be a pass down to the bottom, and we can't knock that one away. Edmonds was close, but it will be a first down to the 28. Schoonmaker makes the play. The Ravens really need it, and that could end up being not necessarily the nail in the coffin, but some part of it, as Allen mixes the throw up to Chubb. Field can try to celebrate his coverage all he wants. It wasn't because of the coverage. 2nd and 10 now. 2 up top, 1 down below. This time, read option and a great tackle. They tried to set up almost what looked like a basketball screen on the outside, but Lowe made a big play there for us. 3rd and 9. We could allow a field goal, but we cannot allow a touchdown. As we're about 2.5 minutes left in this one, Allen right across the middle. A great, safe catch there from Brown. They could definitely start to drain more clock as we're about at the 2-minute warning. We do have 3 timeouts, but again, can only allow a field goal. As they will hand this one off. No, read option. Allen down the middle will pick up about 4. Quickly sending us inside that 2-minute warning with a strong I formation. Actually, just straight up I. But it's just a heavy I as Chubb down to the 1, not quite in yet. We call 1 timeout. Now from the shotgun, gonna make an audible. Looks like they're just flipping the play. They do bring in a 6 offensive lineman to play one of the tight end spots. Will be a pass, knocked up and hits the floor. Do they go for it on 4th to seal the game though? Yes, they do. It all comes down to this one play. As once again, they're going to flip it. They do bring out that 6 offensive lineman again all the way up top. They have a fullback, Chubb, back there. They hand it off, and it is disrupted from the get-go. Robinson Jr., the safety, stood up 2 blockers and Chubb. He's really fighting for a starting spot next year. Diablo helps to clean it up as well. So we'll take over at the 3, needing to go the length of the field, at least getting a field goal. to send this thing into OT. As we'll dump it off, just get a little bit of some space there, not a whole lot. We do have 2 timeouts remaining. 1 minute 38 seconds and now counting. As Willis dumps it off again, as we just keep running the same play. 3rd and 1. I kind of want to jump in here just in case whatever happens. As we go up top, Pascal with the catch and the first down. Now let's come out here with this team and see what we could do, mostly just to help manage the clock. As we will start, that's not the play we're running. Apparently can't really see much of the play we're running. Let's roll out here. We have a couple blockers. Let's use them. Getting out of bounds with Willis. Just trying to be safe in our decision making, and I really wish the switch, which we're running but can't quite see it because it's just going to go through a variety of different plays, but I wish the switch was not with the tight end going downfield. So let's throw that one away, not lose any yards, save some time, but most importantly, switch the formation so we're not relying as much on Jelani Woods, though he did get that big touchdown for us not long ago. Crossing route, we're going to have Pascal, who will get the catch, turning up around midfield and out of bounds at the 48. Now, I don't really feel like the Ravens have brought a lot of blitzes today. Let's try to see if we could maybe set up a little bit of a halfback screen. The time that they do bring the blitz, find a cutback, but a big hit comes in. But another injury will be a free timeout for us as Owe has to take a knee. Not heading off the field, but will head to the bench. We need maybe 10-ish more yards for a field goal opportunity, which would just send us into OT. Would prefer the touchdown. As we go with a little bit of a play action. Tried to leak one guy to the opposite side. Doesn't quite work, so let's dump this one off for the fullback in Schroeder, who gets the grab. Let's go to hurry up here. And we're apparently going to flip the formation. If we go into hurry up, Madden, just keep the formations lined up the way they actually were before. Would just be nice. As we go with a little bit of some read option, we can get to the outside, diving, but we hold on to it. I was hoping he would slide. Clearly, that's not what happened. So we'll stick with the same formation because we don't have a lot of time left, only 1 timeout as well. Moving Keene over to that left-hand side. Not much opening up. Maybe look for a throw underneath as Keene can't get the one-hand grab. I do like where Willis threw it there, making sure it would only go to his tight end. Fortunately, we just couldn't quite make the play on it. And maybe time for 2 more plays. Take a shot towards the end zone. We have our man, but he overthrew it. 5 seconds left. I think we need to settle for the field goal. So we'll send out Johnson to send us into OT. Snap back, hold down, kick is up and through. No drama. We'll level this game up late and send it to OT. But the question becomes, who's getting the ball as the Commanders win the coin toss? So Willis will have a chance to lead this team down the field and walk this game off. Right now, all we're really playing for is just a chance to raise our win total to 3, beating season 1 by 1 game. As Herbert starts us off with 7. Though it doesn't seem like it's been a fantastic day for him. 14 carries, around 45 yards. 2nd and 3, handoff right back down the middle with some space. That time Herbert breaks the tackle. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown. Herbert walks us off, breaking the tackle, and he's just going to quickly leave the field. He's tired. He's ready for a shower. As the team will celebrate, finally he goes and meets his teammates. Darrisaw with Herbert celebrating the walk-off touchdown run. Just shook off 2 defenders there, put on a gear we haven't even seen from him, and we'll win 3 games in season 2. But that is where this season will end, at least off on a high note. And as expected, even us beating the Ravens really wasn't gonna affect them. They are still the 3 seed as they make the playoffs. And this is how it goes as following. AFC 1 seed, Titans. 2 seed, Chargers. 3 Ravens. 4 Patriots. 5 Broncos. 6 Jaguars. And 7th Dolphins. As for the NFC, Seahawks get the 1, Dallas with the 2, Bears get the 3, 4 with the Panthers, 5 Cardinals, 6 Vikings, and 7 Falcons. But we'll see how this season technically wraps up at the start of next episode, which will be our second off season, where we're going to have a little bit more to do in the draft than previously. So hopefully that goes well for us, and to make sure you don't miss out on how that draft goes, hit that bear icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit that subscription button, but definitely make sure you tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series posted every single Wednesday and Saturday, with the traditional franchise, the Rams, currently every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, before we completely wrap up this episode, I did want to take a look at the stats for Season 2. And we had, once again, the worst offense in terms of yards. Defense was third. So the defense actually was really good. It was just the offense could not score, as we were also 32nd in that category. Defense, 20th. As for the individual stats, Geno, by the time he was benched, 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, completing just 59% of his throws. He attempted 260, so it was a steep drop-off for the amount of attempted from Willis, who had just as many touchdowns, half the amount of interceptions, and a little bit higher completion percentage, 61, though the yardage was about 700 less. Rushing-wise, Herbert had 185 attempts, and Richard actually had 163. So after getting him out there in the starting spot, that did kind of level out, though that split. Would prefer it, if anything, Richard maybe having the slightly higher, but gotta appreciate Herbert with that walk-off touchdown at the end. 3.5 yards a carry for Herbert, 3.3 for Richards. Could definitely use a little bit better. 2 touchdowns for the rookie, 5 for Herbert, though he did fumble twice this year. Geno also had a fumble. Did we have any more? Yes, Geno did have a rushing touchdown as well as Willis. And the rookie fullback had a rushing touchdown, no fumbles. Receiving-wise, Wicks once again led the team. I would not exactly double, but a good chunk more than Pascal, who was second. 713 on 53 catches, 5 touchdowns for Wicks. Only 1 touchdown for Pascal. Jelani Wood, 6 touchdowns though. Zacchaeus, 3. 2 for Joe Reed, and then 1 for Mo Alley Cox. As for the blocking, Morgan Moses did not have a good season. 13 sacks given up, 6 for Darisaw. At a left tackle, I'm fine with 6. Could be a little bit better, but not bad. Glowinski gave up 5, 4 for Teller, 3 for Sorsdahl. That's honestly not bad at all, though he did miss some time with some injuries, and in that time, Salderveri, maybe that's how that's pronounced, he came in, he allowed 2, so definitely don't want to see him as a starter, but a backup, fine. On the defense, Tremaine Edmonds, 124 tackles. He's probably going to be a Pro Bowler. Tackles for a loss, we were led by Tim Settle, who did, I feel like, have a good season. 14 tackles for a loss for him. 7 for Dante Stills, not awful. Getting at least involved in the running game, but we definitely have struggled getting sacks. 4.5 leads us, and it's Tremaine Edmonds on blitzes. 2.5 for Settle, 2 for Stills, only 2 for Brent Urban. He's probably going to massively regress after this season, if not retire. Barno only 1, Diablo 1, Bush 1, and then half for Rondell Carter. So if we could find a pass rusher, that'd be fantastic, though I don't think there's many other options. In terms of interceptions, Terrell Edmonds leads the team with 2, tied with Kendall Fuller with 2. The other brother Edmonds, Tremaine Edmonds, had 1, as well as Douglas, Robinson, Hawkins, as well as Kwiatkowski. But we only forced 3 fumbles, 2 by Kyle Fuller, surprisingly, 1 by Tony Fields. Of those 3, we recovered 0. And for the stat we've all been waiting for, Brian Johnson hit a beautiful 66% of his field goals, though he was at least 100% on extra points. But that is just awful. So we might have to go back. I want to say it was Sly was the kicker we had season 1, who at least did better than this. But that will officially wrap out this episode, as we have essentially closed down season 2. We'll see about the Pro Bowl and who won the Super Bowl at the beginning of the off-season episode, which again will be out, as this should be coming out on Saturday next Wednesday. So make sure, again, bear icon, subscribe, bell icons, that way you don't miss out. But until then, or we clearly still have a lot of work to do, 3-14 is not a good record. Let's try to flip that by the time this series ends with a Super Bowl win. Have it until the end of season 5, so the challenge is still very much a challenge. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.